Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Peace. Peekaboo. I see you because I'm YouTube famous now. Available spring break 2023, the album Dad Shimmy Shimmy AF. Oh, Alex, you're so fun. You're so fun. You blow my mind. Hey, Alex. Oh, Alex. Hey, guys. How are you? Okay, so live from Miami Beach, Florida. It's my husband and I. And we are doing another Q&A. I think this is probably like, I don't know, our 20th or 30th Q&A that we have done together. So I put out on Instagram that we were doing a Q&A together, and I asked for questions. We got like, I don't know, hundreds and hundreds of questions. I went through them, and I picked out the ones that we have never answered before. I tried to kind of make it a little bit more lighthearted and fun. Because I got several comments on the video that said, please don't make Alex cry. Because typically when we do a Q&A, we'll get into something that we talk about that is kind of sad or whatever, you know? And then, because my husband is so emotional, get so emotional, baby. And then I always use that for the thumbnail. So anyway, so people are like, please don't make Alex cry in this video. So I'm going to try to not make him cry in this video and try to keep it kind of lighthearted. I actually got a question, and it said something like, what is your vacation ritual that you and Alex do when you're on vacation? And these Q&As have kind of become a way for us to connect, and Alex always asks, he's like, are we going to do our video on vacation? I know everybody out there thinks it's me, like, pushing the video, but it's not. Alex always asks. So we're going to try to keep it lighthearted over here, and did I already say how long we've been together? We have been together, for a little back history, if you do not know, we've been together 14 and a half years, and we'll have been together 15 years in August, and we've been married 11 and a half years. We'll have been together. We'll have been married 12 years in August, and we have had a lot of high highs and a lot of low lows, and I believe that that's just part of something that goes along with relationships and marriage, and we are huge advocates for marriage counseling, of which I have talked about ad nauseum on all of my channels. And in fact, we get asked a lot, and this was one of the questions that I got asked a lot, was what do you recommend to younger couples about to get married? And what do you always say to people?
Premarital counseling.
Premarital counseling, like Alex always believes in premarital counseling. And we kind of just look at it as like, you know, I like to normalize the process of it, because I think that people think, and we were in a really bad spot before we got into marriage counseling, but we're not now, and we're still in marriage counseling. And we look at it today as kind of like having a vocal coach to just kind of like improve your singing. It's the same thing with like a marriage, right? So anyway, all right, let's get into the questions. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, the first question, which was like the most asked question, was, are we going to the Taylor Swift concert? So,
I mean, I would like to, but we're not going.
Would you really like to go?
Yeah.
Okay, so I reviewed her album, and her newest album. I'm not a Swiftie, but I'm not a Swiftie. I really liked the album. I thought it was good. We actually listened to quite a few of the songs.
You listened to it because of me.
Did I listen to it because of you? Yeah, I think I did. And were you listening to it like on Spotify or something, or does she have it on Spotify?
On Apple.
On Apple Music. Okay. Yeah, and I really liked a lot of it. And I have to say, I'm super impressed that she is playing 44 songs per show. And we were talking about this down here. It's just like, I don't know how, like, you know, these musicians do that, and they play show after show after show after show. So we are not going to it, though. And somebody asked also if we're going to Madonna. Listen, Linda, okay? I love Madonna. I listened to Madonna when I was 12 and 13 years old, but 14, 15, 16 to now, okay? But if I was going to go see Madonna, I would have seen her in the Blonde Ambition tour. I would have seen her 30 years ago. I ain't paying $10,000 to go see her today. I'm not, okay? I love Madonna. I'm a huge fan of Madonna. God love you, Madonna. It's not happening today. So, all right, let's get into these questions. Okay. Somebody asked, who's your favorite cast member on Real Housewives Thailand vacation? The Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, which is in Thailand right now.
I mean, I've always loved Portia.
Yeah, I'm like, right now, I am so loving the Portia Giselle combination. They're just hilarious together if you watch it. They were on Andy Cohen, and we watched that last night. Opinions on the new Real Housewives Thailand vacation.
I mean, I think Portia's hilarious.
Should we just call it Portia's vacation in Thailand?
And I like Marisol. I don't like Alexia one bit, but I like Marisol a lot.
Alex watches, you've watched all the Miamis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't really dislike anybody on the show yet. I love that it is so drama filled. I'm like living for that right now. And I love that Portia has Pepsi, who's like the house concierge. She has him get her Kentucky Fried Chicken every day.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I love that. I don't know why, that cracks me up. But anyway, and then this is the same person that asked what's our pre-vacation ritual. Do we have a pre-vacation ritual besides packing?
No.
No. And then what is the best gift you got each other on vacation?
On vacation?
Yeah, we don't usually buy each other gifts on vacation.
No. I usually buy myself a lot of stuff, but...
There's a Zara bag sitting right over there that somebody asked in my earlier video, what's the brown trash bag sitting behind? Well, that's Alex, all of his new clothes from Zara that he got last night. Really cute stuff, too. All right, so let's get into, those were the last questions that I pulled off of here. Let's see. So many questions.
Yeah, look at all those questions.
Oh, no, okay, those are from my other video. Okay. Favorite pair of shoes the other owns?
I don't think there's a single pair of shoes that I like off Peter.
Oh my God, the shade of it all. You wouldn't wear any of my, like, I mean, I have 300 pairs of Birkenstocks. You wouldn't wear any of my Birkenstocks?
No.
Well, my favorite pair of shoes that Alex has is that he has a pair of Prada boots that I love, that have like a little pocket on the side. Those are my favorite pair of shoes of yours. You don't have one pair of shoes of mine either. That really kind of hurts my feelings, I guess.
Well, let me buy you some shoes.
Hey, have at it. Okay, so
I'll take your card.
actually, this is interesting that he said that, because when we first got together, Alex had these like driving moccasins that he wore like everywhere, and so like I was like, I think we were at DSW or something, and I said, let me buy you a pair of shoes, pick out whatever shoes you want and whatever, and he was like, okay. So I bought him a pair of shoes, and his like, we were telling his mom or something. I can't remember if your mom was part of this story or not, but anyway, somehow it came up that it's like a Venezuelan ritual or tradition that you don't buy somebody else shoes.
My mom, someone told her this, and this is what she believes, that you don't gift people you love shoes.
Because then they will walk away from you. So
that's why children walk away from you and they move, because you gift them shoes all the time.
But we're still here 14 and a half years later.
So it's a lie.
Yeah. Okay, what is something that you wish for each other?
Health.
Yeah, health. I would wish for Alex to be able to travel to all the places he wants to travel to, mm-hmm. and get to meet and greet like Rufus Du Sol, and
that wish came true already.
Did you meet them already?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
I mean, I want to meet them all the time.
But like have backstage passes and artist passes to like every show that you go to, because I know you like that kind of stuff. That would be one of my wishes for you.
Thank you.
Okay, what do you do when you just cannot find the middle ground on a topic?
Stop talking about it.
Stop talking about it. Table it until marriage counseling. That is one of the things that we actually do. Has that happened recently?
I don't know.
I don't feel like, I mean, it doesn't happen like in the past. It happened a lot more, but
I mean, today I'm kind of like, is this worth it?
Yeah.
Like, is it really worth it? Like, do I really want to be right? Like, do I want him to know that I'm right because I'm always right? Like, no, I know that I'm right. So, you know, it's just easier to just fake it and be like, yeah, babe.
Come here, sweetie. Let me give you a kiss. You are always right.
Just like that.
You know, but he's right to some degree. I mean, he really is. Like, I mean, I think it's like the recovery saying, would you rather be happy or would you rather be right? I think, like, when you've gone through what we've gone through and then you've built a foundation for a sturdy marriage, it's like, some of the stuff, it's like, are you really going to argue over this stuff? You know, are you really? It's like, okay, so this is something that's happened actually in marriage counseling recently, is that we've talked about, like, not so much our love languages, but kind of broken them down into, like, what are things that really mean something for the other person. Do you care if I share this about the trash and all that kind of stuff? Okay, so like Alex said, you know, like he works all day long and he's gone, and so like for him to come home and have like the dog fed and like the trash, you know, can brought in and all that, like that means something to him. It means that like I've thought about like him being able to relax at the end of the day. It doesn't take a lot for me to pull the damn trash can inside or, you know, do all this kind of stuff so that he can just kind of relax at the end of the day, and vice versa, you know, to be able, like, he knows like I like the bed made, and so like he'll make the bed, you know, on a day that whatever, so that I can, you know, come home to like a nice bed or whatever. And it's just like, it's, I think keeping it into that stuff and then and staying out of the weeds of the arguments, like, because, you know, it's real easy to get into the weeds of the arguments in relationships. So, but that's a good question. Is it difficult? Okay, we get this question all the time. Is it difficult for you to be married to someone who drinks and you being sober? So I'm going to answer the question, and I'm going to let Alex answer the question too, because I do think it's a fair question for somebody to ask, because I want to say this. I was trying to fix one of Alex's friends up with somebody that I know in recovery. And what she said to me, which I thought was interesting, is she said, I appreciate it, but I'm not really interested in somebody that I can't, like, and this person had been sober for like 6 or 7 years, so it wasn't like somebody newly sober. She was like, but I want to be able to like go out and have a beer with them or share a glass of wine with them. And I totally understood that, right? But like, I hadn't really thought about it until then, you know? Okay, I'm sober 28 years. Like, we have alcohol in our home. It doesn't bother me, like, if Alex is sitting there and we're watching TV and he has a glass of wine. It doesn't bother me when we go out, you know, and things like that. Like, I don't have an issue with it today. And I've said this in many, many videos, and this is really important for people to understand. At some point in your recovery, and I think this happens, I don't know, 2, 3 years, 4 years, if you're actually working an honest recovery program and you have a sponsor and you're working steps, right? Like, if I'm with somebody and their drinking is bothering me that much and I'm craving, it's really not about their drinking. Something is going on with me that I really need to take a look at and I really need to, you know, deal with. That's not to say that Alex and I haven't had talks about it through the years and things like that. Like, if we've gone out somewhere and I'm like, babe, it's just like, it's like, if we go out somewhere and I'm like, it's just real drunk here right now, you know, like I can't handle it or whatever. Like, and by that I mean, I got the same gal in my ear telling me the same story 5 times. And he gets that. He's like, well, we can go, or, you know, if you want to, I'll stay, and if you want to go, I'm like, yeah, stay, I'll go, it's whatever. I think it's just about communicating to your partner. So, what do you think about being a person that drinks, being with somebody that's sober?
I mean, I think it takes a while to acclimate and find an understanding of where the other person's coming from. I mean, in the beginning, like, I just thought that it was just, I'm not drinking, period. And Peter would want to leave, and I was like, well, I'm not ready to leave, so, like, let's just shake on when we leave and then make that a point. But, like, that was insulting to him because I wasn't understanding the request that he was making, and it wasn't about the drinking. It was like, it was just not a good place for him to be at.
It was the behaviors that went along with other people.
And I was just like not like versed enough. I mean, it was like early in our relationship. So, you know, like if you choose to be with, you don't have to be with someone who doesn't drink, period. And whether you are married to them and they become sober, or you're single and you go into a relationship, you don't have to be with that person. And if it makes you uncomfortable on either side, then don't be with them. It's simple enough. Because you should not make someone like health journey and sobriety journey like weaken your perception and what you want to do, and vice versa. Your perception of things should not determine whether somebody else should continue in that journey or not. So, you know, if it's a difficult decision and if you can't seem to compromise and understand and hear and listen to each other for each other's requests, then that's not a relationship you need to be in. So I think it just takes a lot of listening and a lot of understanding and a lot of just like humility to just be like, I hear you, and then this is what I need, this is what I can do to support you. And if you can't do that, then, you know, there are plenty of fishes in the sea, and you'll find somebody that you can happily be sober with or happily be drunk with. So just, you know, just be true to yourself.
That being said, I do want to say this. Like, I think the misconception, at least for me, when I see people ask that question is like, is it hard for you to be around somebody that actively is drinking, right? Like, Alex having a beer or a glass of wine or whatever, and like if I said to him, like if we were going somewhere and I said, I don't want you to drink tonight, which like that doesn't bother me, so I probably would never say it. But like if I did say that, he would respectfully not drink. I just want to make that very, very clear. What's even more important, though, for me is that he understands the language that I speak, that he understands what recovery is about, that he knows my sponsor, that he knows Tanya, that he knows my other recovery friends, and Alex knows those people. Alex speaks that language. He knows what a 4-step is. He knows that I have to pray. He knows having spiritual foundation is important to me. He understands those things. He understands the core foundation of recovery. That is what is important, because that's the language that I speak, and I can't be with somebody that doesn't speak that language, you know? And Alex made a really valuable or valid point, which is I don't have to be with somebody that is a non-alcoholic in recovery, and he doesn't have to be with somebody that's in recovery. Like, that's a choice we both make. But I do want to say this also, and this is just a personal decision. I personally would not be with somebody that was in recovery. I've seen a lot of relationships, and they have their own issues too. They take each other's inventory. They go to similar meetings together. It's very, very difficult. My mom got sober 6 months after I did. We made a rule early on. We never went to the same meetings. We never heard each other give a lead, which is telling your story. We never asked each other's story, you know.
It doesn't mean that it wouldn't work. I mean, like,
right.
there's
It
a lot
doesn't
of
mean that it
people out
doesn't
there
work.
that want to be together. It doesn't, for Peter,
For
what
me,
he's saying, it doesn't. It doesn't mean that there's something wrong with it. It sounds like it, but it's not what he's saying. I mean, it's just not.
I'm saying that there's pros and cons to both. So, anyway, good point, Alex. Okay. What's each of your favorite meals? Pizza.
I love pizza.
He does love pizza so much.
Yeah, my body doesn't love pizza, but I love pizza.
I am starting to I feel like I'm starting to change some of my favorite meals. Like, well, grilled cheese and tomato soup, I think we know. I have the Nostalgia Ultimate grilled cheese maker. I love that. But I love macaroni and cheese. But I haven't really been eating macaroni and cheese as much as I used to.
I want to go back to Giselle and have their mac and cheese.
We just had this mac and cheese. If you're in Miami, there's this restaurant called Giselle, and their macaroni and cheese is like the best macaroni and cheese in the entire world. Okay. You've been together a long time. How have you evolved together as a couple?
I think that today, without holding each other back, we are able to, like, be happier, and enjoy each other a lot more than, like, wishing the other person was something that we wish for ourselves. Like, you know, I think, like, right after I graduated from college with, like, my second degree, I was just, like, wanting to be this one thing, and Peter wanted, like, I felt like Peter was holding me back. And I think, like, once we worked through that, we have been able to, like, achieve the goals that we want to achieve and be the person that we feel happy being, and that ultimately makes the other person happy, because, like, if I'm happy, I can make him happy, and if I'm not happy, I'm not making him or anybody else happy. So
yeah, you know, I just addressed this actually in a vlog the other day, because every once in a while I'll get questions and people will say, like, doesn't it bother you that Alex does this and goes out? Doesn't it bother you that and whatever? And I'm actually the homebody. You know, I'm like the person that likes to stay home. I like my own time alone, you know? Like, somebody said something about, like, when he goes on vacations by himself or whatever, which it's not like he goes on that many vacations by himself.
I mean, I don't go by myself. I go
he goes with
friends.
like friends. He just went with his mom to Spain to help her move there and stuff like that. But, like, the first day, like, I'm cleaning the house, putting new sheets on the bed, lighting candles. Like, I love that, you know? He knows that,
Can you
right?
do that when I'm not on vacation?
Okay, my friend Tanya Jean, she's the same way. She's like, her husband goes on vacation. And
Ultimately, that comes to the person that's asking the question. Like, it's like, doesn't it bother you that someone says it bothers them that their partner is doing something that they wish they were doing? It does not, like, it's just projecting.
Okay, so this is what I said in the vlog, is that, right, exactly, that I feel like it's other people's insecurities. But I will say this. I had that insecurity when I first got into this relationship because of baggage that I brought from a past relationship. And I thought we needed to be together 24 hours a day. And I thought we needed to be enmeshed together. And I thought he needed to be this person that I wanted him to be, right? And Alex would say, don't try to change me. Today, I don't try to change him. I allow him to be himself. He allows me to be myself. And I think that's, in a way, how we've evolved. and appreciated it and fallen in love with how we change every day. Like in the movie Texasville, there's a great line where Annie Potts is laying on the bed and Jeff Daniels walks in, and it's his name, I can't remember, but anyway, and he says something about you's different. She says, women change every single day and you don't even notice it. And I think as you grow older and in relationships, you change and you kind of morph and you grow and you appreciate that person more, you know? So, good question. Does Alex have a signature cologne?
I don't think so.
What are some of your faves?
I mean, I love Sauvage by Dior. I love Baccarat that you just got me. Lafayette. Catalina Herrera 212.
That's an old one.
Cactus Garden by Louis. Oh, I love that one. What else?
I wear like two. Well, I wear Meteor. Is it Meteorite or Meteor? Meteor by Louis Vuitton. I wear Chanel Blue. That's probably typically my daily one. And then Creed Aventus is like my fave. What is your favorite silly thing to do together?
I don't know. I mean... We just laugh at each other as
like
much
just
as we
like
can.
like one of the like I love just like being in bed and like him showing me TikToks or whatever, and like down here like
you do?
Yeah, I say that all the time. I say that all the time, and with little Boo Radley in between us when we're at home. But like, you know, when we were on vacation, like when we were in Anaheim, we watched like episodes of Friends. That was really fun, just like watch that, because I've never really watched it. And down here we've watched Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip and a couple other things. Just laughing together is fun. Mm-hmm. What's something you'd tell a young couple about to get married?
Lube.
Lots of lube, and use my Adam and Eve code Peter.
And don't be opposed to anal.
You're
going to be married for a long time.
Alex!
So give it a try now.
Well, I guess it didn't say, like, well, it doesn't matter. But anyway, okay. Woo! Somebody asked, okay, wait a second. I think I'm, like, out of those. Let me get into...
I mean, I can keep talking about
you. No, you do not. Okay, hold on just a second.
So you just breathe?
Okay, somebody asked, and this I think is specific to me, how to get and stay sober in the gay scene. Community seems to socialize over drinking. It's hard. And I definitely agree with that, but I do want to say something, okay?
Isn't this for your video?
No, I think that this came up on this one, but because I wanted to address it in here just real quick. Because I also asked questions for recovery video. I think you can, like, get and stay sober in any community. I really do believe that. And I got sober and I'm gay and whatever. So don't let that limit you, you know, whatever. No matter what your community is, you can get and stay sober. Okay. If you could go back and redo one moment you have shared together, what would that be?
I would not change a single thing of our relationship 15 years.
Well, okay. Well, I wouldn't either, but...
I wouldn't redo anything. I mean, I think everything is just...
I think like they meant like reshare it over again. Like relive it over again.
I don't know. I mean, I think that everything that we do, it's special because it stands on its own moment. And if I were to relive it, it would just become a routine, and I would rather hold those special moments because they hold a special moment in that one specific time.
Well, I think everybody knows I love to relive moments over and over and over again. I talk about them constantly. I'll be telling a story and Alex will be like, I've already heard this story like 15 times. I would say our wedding, like that whole week, the day after our wedding, I remember laying by the pool and Alex was like, does it feel different to you? And I was like, it does feel different to me. Like, it did feel different. Like, being married, it did feel different, you know? But one of the memories I was thinking about our wedding was when we registered. Like when we did our wedding registry, like that was really like a fun day. Like,
I mean, look,
we had that gun and we were registering literally like couches, beds. We didn't get them, but
by this time I've been to so many baby showers that I'm literally about to have just like a no baby shower and invite all my friends so that I can register again, because I've spent a lot of money on babies that don't belong to me. So, have
you got any more future travel plans? Love you guys from the UK. Yes. So. We're going to be taking a trip for my birthday in June. We have no clue where that's going to be yet. So if you have any recommendations, let us know in the comment section below. Alex is going to... He doesn't... Well, we won't say specifically, but it's his brother's...
I got my brother's bachelor. We have a couple's trip. We have our anniversary trip. We have my brother's wedding. And hopefully visit my mom again.
Yeah. So, lots of traveling. Do you go to the same person to get your hair cut?
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
We
hey,
do.
girl. We love her. Do y'all sleep? I just actually showed this in my Peter Does Stuff video. That Boo Radley's in the thumbnail, so if you want to see it, it's at the very end. But somebody said, do y'all sleep with any noise in the room? Fan, TV. And so we do.
Peter's butt farts.
Alex!
What?
That is absolutely
He's
correct.
always like, there's a duck in the room.
Shut up!
It sounds like it's thundering.
That is not true. That is a total made-up lie straight from the pit of hell. Okay. But we sleep with a fan. I have to have it like right on my face. And then we also sleep with Alexa. Thunderstorm sounds. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Okay. And your farts.
Yours.
Okay.
Little duck.
What did you think when... Oh, no. Okay. Did either of you consider changing your... This was a question that we've gotten a lot in Q&As. I don't know if we've ever answered it before. Did either of you consider changing your last name when you got married?
I was going to, but I haven't. And I mean, it's not like I'm in like in any rush. And I have like 17,000 last names because it's like the Latino thing. Like it's like my first name, my middle name, my dad's last name, and my mom's last name. So it's just like a mouthful. But
we were going to hyphenate is what we were going to do.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was going to be like Monn Paredes and he was going to be Paredes Monn. And we just never did it.
yeah.
I don't know why. We thought about it for like a really long time, like after we got married, and then we were just kind of, okay, so like this is like, just so you don't know, and the light is like going down, but we got married in 2011. Is that the year we got married? People ask us all the time, right? Like, we had like waited so long, and we were like huge activists on like marriage equality. Actually, our picture was on the front of the USA Today when it got passed because we had like been working so hard about it. And I had written an article for the Huffington Post called Dear Annie because this person that was like talking to the Senate was asking about how we were affected as a gay couple in Indiana because they had the Religious Freedom Act, which meant that they could ban any gay couple from any establishment in Indiana. And so we had decided at that point, we love each other. We are going to get married and have a wedding in front of our friends and family. And we're not going to wait for it to be legal. And so in 2011, we got married, and that was our wedding that we had in Las Vegas. In 2014 was when we got legally married. Alex called me, and he was like, they just passed it. We need to go downtown today to get married. And we went down there, and that was really cool. We actually paid like the $25 to have a little service and stuff like that. Everybody was like so dressed up, and we were like in shorts and polo shirts. That was a really fun day. That was a really memorable day too. Mm-hmm. Alex actually, they had a map there, and so of like the world and then like the United States, and he got to put the thumbtack as like the first LGBT person in Indiana from Venezuela to get married. So that was really cool. Okay. Okay. Favorite, don't make Alex cry. Do you want to cry?
No.
Who would you like to see win Drag Race this season? Oh, this is a good question. I don't know. Who, we've talked about
Anitra.
I want Sasha Colby 100%. Okay, so I am a Sasha Colby super fan. I have loved Sasha Colby since she won Miss Continental in 2014 or 13. I have watched her for years and years and years. I absolutely love Sasha Colby. I've watched everything she has ever done. I didn't think she'd ever do RuPaul's Drag Race.
Have you ever heard of this like drag queen? Her name is Sasha Colby.
Shut up, Alex.
You
But
should,
anyway,
like, look her up.
that being said, the only person I don't want to win, she seems very nice, but is Lux Noir London. I could care less. She doesn't seem like that grand. But if Mistress Brooks, Anitra,
no.
He doesn't like Mistress Brooks, but
No.
I love her. I live for her.
No.
Shady boots down, girl, live. She is like, okay, you want to know what real drag queens are like that work in like the bars every day? That's Mistress Brooks. Shady. But I think Anitra will win. Deservedly so. I think she has been fantastic on the show,
mm-hmm.
and I think she will win. And I kind of love her story too. I do think they will bring back Carrie Colby and Sasha Colby for an all-star season, and then I think Sasha Colby will win. It's kind of interesting to me. I will say this: if you've ever watched Sasha Colby and what she can do. Her outfits are beautiful and all that kind of stuff, but if you've ever watched like what she really truly can do and how talented she is, she's playing it very low on the show. Like, I'm kind of surprised. So I'm kind of wondering if she isn't waiting for an all-star season. So anyway, that's just my thoughts. Okay, it's gonna stop, so hold on just 1 second. Do either of you have fake Instagram accounts?
I sure don't.
You don't?
Nope.
Well, I mean, I'm a drama channel, so I have... Yes, I do. Okay, we won't get into all of that. Anyway, I mean, I have to keep up with the Jaclyn Hills. Come on, people! All right, I thought this was an interesting question. If you went to high school together, would you have been friends?
Not one bit.
No, I don't think we would be either. Why do you think that we wouldn't have been friends?
Because I was cool. I'm just kidding. Actually,
You're such an ass. He's such an ass.
I was so
You probably wonder why, like, I am still with him since he's such an ass and he tries to call out my farts and things like that. Okay, why do you think that we wouldn't have been friends?
I was very disengaged in high school and I never really participated in, like, things. I luckily had a fun, out of reality type of job starting my sophomore year, so I was never really like in high school settings. So
tell them what it was.
So my life was just really like kind of more adult by that time. So no, I mean I was never really in high school.
Tell them what it was because it's cool.
I mean I danced.
He danced for the Fever, and so he was like, he would go places and they would like hold up signs and like be like, Alex, like he had his like fans and stuff like that when he was like dancing in high school. So the Fever is the women's basketball team in Indianapolis, right?
The WNBA.
The WNBA. So he was like one of the dancers, like kind of like the Dallas cheerleaders, but not Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders, but not. Okay. I don't think we would have been friends in high school because I was very punk rock and different, and that was not who he hung out with at all in high school. Oh, he also went to like every school dance, like not only at his, but like at the 5 surrounding schools. Like how many homecomings and proms did you go to?
I only went to my homecoming.
No, this is not true. You went to so many homecomings and proms.
I only went to my homecomings, and then I went to 3 senior proms my senior year.
But not with the same girl.
No.
Okay. Who's more likely to want time alone? More alone time.
I mean, I never get time alone, so I would love to have a lot.
He probably would because he doesn't, and I do get it all the time. But who do you think is the person that like craves it more?
I never get time alone, so I crave time alone.
Favorite concert you've ever gone to? Which artist do you want to see that you haven't yet? And this can be together or separate.
Together, I think that we both really loved going to the Britney Spears concerts.
Oh yeah. We danced on stage with Britney Spears.
Separately, I love like music festivals, especially like tech house festivals. And I would love to see, Cascade. I'm so mad that I chose a different stage this time, but you know what?
It was a different experience.
I gotta live in the moment and can't go back in the past. So, but Cascade and Rufus Du Sol, who I'm gonna see later this summer.
Yeah, he didn't even know they were coming. I was like, "Do you know that Rufus Du Sol is coming to Indianapolis?" He was like, "I'm gonna be in Arizona visiting my book club partner Mel." I forgot about, I don't know why I always forget this, but so Britney Spears would probably be my favorite concert that we've been together. We danced on stage with Britney Spears to I wanna go. So Alex has a friend of his that did the hair and makeup for the dancers for 2 world tours.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one of his like very dear friends, and so we actually drove her from Indianapolis to Cleveland or Columbus.
Cleveland.
She was like on the tour and she had to stop like for a day, and so she was visiting family, and so then we drove her there, and so we got to like drop her off at like the entrance. It was like really cool. It was really fun.
And she was like, I said, thank you, I got you guys on stage, and I was like,
we had VIP passes and everything. It was so cool. But anyway, that was my favorite concert together. My favorite concert alone ever was hands down B-52 and Ziggy Marley that I saw like when I was like 20 years old. It was fantastic. So anyway, tomorrow people, where have you been? Okay. Does Alex experience a different Peter off camera?
Yeah. This is take 15, trust me.
No, but like really like...
Different Peter.
like, when you watch, like, when you hear me vlogging and things like that, is that, like, pretty typical of me, don't you think? Yeah. Because it's interesting that you're saying this now, because most people, like, Tanya's like, you're exactly, like, on camera as you are. Like,
yeah, but I mean, like, with your friends and, like, I mean, I'm not the same always, and I believe that our friends are an extension of our personality, of, like, our joyful personality, and
you guys are my friends.
And we tend to be, like...
But, like, am I flipping fans when I'm off camera and stuff?
Yeah, all the time.
Oh, shut up.
That's what I literally just said.
This
like,
would be an interesting question, okay? Because I think that there's this misconception by people that don't like me that when I am off camera, I am like consumed and ate up with the YouTube drama. Would you?
Oh God, no.
No, like yeah, I'm like I don't like.
I mean, you're not like the people that don't like you. How like they're consumed with you. You're not consumed.
Like how often do like if we're out to dinner on like a Tuesday night, am I like, oh, like Jeffree starred this and Trisha Paytas that? I mean, like, do I ever even bring that stuff up to you?
Well, you also know your audience.
He could care less. He doesn't know any YouTubers. He could care less about all of it. As someone in an age gap relationship, do you ever feel insecure about getting older?
I feel about insecure getting older all the time.
I think the question was for me, actually, because I'm the one.
Well, you've been answering a lot of my questions.
You know,
too.
It's funny. Okay, it's funny. Yes, I have. So I apologize. I think he has made me feel very secure about this, and this is something that we have talked about in marriage counseling. But as an only child, you know, that... What?
Nothing.
Although he tells me that he's going to put me in a home all the time and stuff like that.
I mean, do you want me to carry you?
I think I'd be just fine. I think I would do okay, you know?
Well,
like
I would put myself in a home, and you can stay on your own.
Listen, but, you know, I mean, first of all, there's not that much of an age difference. It's 12 years. It's not like you're, you know, 30 or something like that. But... you know, like, yeah, it scares me a little bit. I mean, I'm glad that I have him. Like, it worries me that as I get older, you know, like, what will happen, you know, to things and like that. But he's made me feel very secure about that, you know, whatever. So, I mean, when I'm 80 and he's 68, I guess.
And I will look like a naked cat by the time I'm 60.
Shh. Alex, do you like Peter with a hat or no hat better?
I like him naked.
Well, I like you naked too, but do you like me better with a hat or no hat?
Doesn't matter.
Okay, so when we're going somewhere for...
I think they're both great.
But you always tell me, like, wear the hat. So, like, do you like me with the hat?
I always tell you to do whatever makes you feel comfortable. I like either or.
He likes that. If you could be the gay best friend to any housewife, who would it be?
Andy Cohen.
Well, yeah. We love Andy Cohen.
What's up, girl?
People always ask us, they're like, have you guys had... So this was actually a question that we got on here. Somebody said, like, have you guys had three-ways before? And, like, it was so funny because I was reading some of the questions to Alex, and he's like... I mean, we don't ask a lot of questions. I asked lots of questions when we first got together, but he didn't ask me any questions. So he's like, have you ever had a three-way? And I was like, yeah. And
well, also, like, who calls them a three-way?
Threesome, you know what I'm talking about, whatever.
This is not a stop sign.
We were laughing about this because I always call hot tubs whirlpools, and my cousin Caroline was like, Peter, this is 1980 anymore.
And it's also a brand of, so, like, this, like...
Okay, so we were walking down the street going to dinner, and our friend Jason, I was telling this story, and Jason said, Whirlpool is the brand of a...
Of washing machine.
Washing machine. So anyway... But threesome, three-way, you know, whatever, do your deal. But, like, people ask us all the time, they're like, we're a very traditional couple, okay? I know, believe what you want to believe. But, so, people are like, have you had threesomes? Like, have you done this? Have you had that? No, we have not, okay?
Not together.
Not together, and not while we've been together, since we've been together, okay? But, like, previous to us,
before
like, me
our
being
time.
together, yes.
Before our chapter.
Before our chapter, okay? Threesome Central was before our chapter. But...
Oh, really?
But Andy Cohen...
You little scam.
But Andy Cohen...
You would put Andy in the middle?
No, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't?
No, I wouldn't. Because I'm the kind of person that, like, I feel like... Well, I feel like, personally, like, once you cross that bridge, there's no going back with certain things in a marriage. Like, and I think that... I just think, like, you know... to be honest with you, like, hey, I don't judge people. Do you have the most open marriage that you want to have and all this kind of stuff?
Do other people, apparently.
Do other people, all that kind of stuff. I don't know how you write those rules, and I will say this, we have had heterosexual and gay couples that we know are in open relationships, and it's worked for one couple, I guess they're still together, the heterosexual couple, but I don't know how you come up with those rules. I don't know how it's like, okay, so you're going to do this and I'm going to watch and whatever. That's not the conversation that I want to have with my husband. The conversation I want to have with my husband is, what do we want our relationship to look like 10 years down the road? You know, like, who do we want to be spending time with? Where do we want to travel? Like,
do you hear that? I hear ducks. That's usually the conversation that Peter's having. There's a duck in the room.
Okay, so
I hear thunder.
Did I already ask if you could be the gay best friend to any housewife? Who would it be?
Andy Cohen.
Oh, we said Andy Cohen. Okay, but let's do housewife. Okay, so this will be our very last question.
I would like to
know.
be. Who do you? No, you don't.
Well, no, not you. For me.
Oh, I would be Nicole from Housewives of Miami, because she lives down here and she has a bomb house.
I don't even know who that is.
And a bomb boat.
Pick somebody else.
And a plane. No, I would pick whoever I want.
Okay, I would pick. Well, I love Portia, but she's not on anymore. Who do you think I'm gonna pick?
I don't know. I don't know.
I have to. Well, Nene, she got kicked off. We were actually watching it, and they did this whole thing with all the housewives, and because of like the lawsuit and stuff, they didn't even mention Nene's name on Watch What Happens Live. A current housewife, I would have to say Marlo Hampton. I love her so much. She's my favorite. He doesn't like her.
I don't dislike her.
I love Marlo Hampton so much. I feel her. She and I, we would be good Judies all day long.
She would come for you in a heartbeat.
Well,
you're just an easy target.
You're an easy target. Anyway, thank you for doing the video with me. It was fun.
You're welcome.
And thank you guys for watching. We love you, and we will see you next time in our next couples video. Bye!